Hi, I'm Matthew Jones,
Anthony Futia.
and this is our after video for the Nintendo Switch live event from Tokyo.
What an event.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It took us a little while to relax and figure out exactly what we saw, see who was pre ordering it where and whatnot, and yeah, we're super excited. There's a lot of cool stuff.
The first two things that were shown, I believe, was the punching game, Arms.
Yeah, Arms, it was looks like a punch out mixed with like Rock'em Sock'em Spring type robots, humans with like super extending arms. Look pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And the 2-1 switch,
in the
or
2-1 switch, which is
1-2 switch, whatever.
which seems kind of like
Wii
their Wii
Sports.
Sports style game. There's like a quick draw and like a sword fighting and a couple other games. Um,
They didn't say if they're going to be launch titles, but I think they might be.
yeah, that
They,
sounds kind of like launch stuff. Um, Big things. March 3rd is the actual official release date, and that's like
right.
in most markets across the world, Japan,
Mm-hmm.
Europe, some places are like Hong Kong and
I
United
predicted
States.
300 for the price tag, and I was right, which
300,
is pretty reasonable.
which is pretty good. I mean, I think that was around the price of the Wii U, if
Mm-hmm.
not maybe a
Yeah.
little less. By the way, that's still pretty cool. Um,
And Zelda's coming out for it the same
Zelda,
day.
Zelda the same day, which is the big deal. So now we have the flagship launch title for this system.
And I need that collector's edition with all the goodies. If you
And there's a
guys,
collector's edition
yeah,
apparently,
go
which will
check it
be
out.
if we're wherever that'll release, and it'll be heck hard to find, I'm sure.
Yeah,
And um, also, let's see, region free.
that
There's
was
no more
big.
region
Yeah,
locking, at least in this system. So you can buy a game from one place and then play it no matter which system you're using. Um, there's going to be an online service,
yeah, subscription
of some
service.
kind.
So that
So
means there better not be any friend codes
no friend
because
or at least a system that works.
yeah, works.
Works like Xbox Live, works like PlayStation.
Yeah, there's
You know,
supposed to be lobby chatting and all that, voice chatting.
and you
So
can also use applications on your phone and whatnot to communicate. Battery life is going to be 2.5 hours to 6 hours off the dock,
but you
depending on the
mentioned
game.
with
Um,
the USB charger,
yeah,
more battery life.
finally, a charger that's like not a peripheral, that is only Nintendo, USB C, which is perfect. That's where many things are going. Not a lot of things have them yet, but that's where a lot of the new Apple products are going, is USB 3 C. So that'll be cool. And like they were saying, it's like, yeah, just plug in a USB C cable and have a battery
Mm-hmm.
charger. So for anybody who bought a battery pack to play Pokemon Go, cool. Now you have something to charge your system on while you're playing on the go. I'm sure a game like Zelda will kill the battery faster
Yeah,
than a game like Bomberman or a less intensive game, but it's still pretty cool that so the battery life is actually a pretty good distance in between.
and
It's not perfect, but it's still it's a good option for
mhm.
traveling around.
And I wonder if Nintendo is going to release um, their own battery packs, or if there'll be a lot of
Like
third
extra
party
there'll probably be a
stuff.
lot of third party stuff. Ones that'll be like, hey, get an extra 5-10 hour of charge.
Mhm.
You know, uh, maybe a clip on type thing that'll just plug in the bottom.
That'd be
So,
nice.
like a little
Yeah.
bar or something you can just plug into the thing, and then it'll just clip on the bottom, give you more battery power. Like a phone case kind of does.
Yeah.
Big thing on the controllers. This the new Joy controller.
We forget about. Sorry, it's
It's what
it's after 1
it's
here.
1 a.m.
We're
Eastern
tired,
time.
so
The new Joy controller and all the different like little attachments, and
I
it
like
comes in multiple colors.
what they called it, like
Eight high
HD
high
high
def
definition and Rumble,
rumble
yeah,
feature.
which is
Uh,
really cool.
yeah, that
They
was a pretty
use
cool feature.
the Ice Cube example,
Like the ice cube example, like it's like this is what it sounds like of one ice cube in the thing, and this is what it sounds like of two,
and that's what
and
led
like
into
water.
the the mini game.
The mini game one, which will be interesting.
We'll see how it is.
Like anything, that one's kind of hard to be like, oh man, this is cool
It's not a
on the
system seller.
screen.
I mean,
You gotta
but
play it. Yeah,
yeah,
it's not a system seller. I definitely don't see it as a $60 game, but
no.
I mean, unless there's like 100 games and it's a real
Mm. What was your biggest surprise, like, out of the presentation?
I mean, there was some cool stuff. I mean, the what would seem like um, a Dynasty Warriors
Hmm.
a Fire Emblem game seemed pretty cool with the success of Hyrule. Um,
Mine was Super Mario Odyssey.
that
That
was the
was
biggest thing. That was like, because we all knew Zelda was coming out, but the question was when, and it kept coming up during the conference.
right.
Um, there were so many different publishers that didn't really say a lot. It was cool that Bethesda did confirm Skyrim, but yeah, Super Mario Odyssey.
Just when that trailer started, like in
Yeah, it
that
was
New York
weird.
setting, you didn't think it was gonna be a Mario
It looked
game.
like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I thought it was
Has
gonna be like Sonic Adventure DX HD. Excuse us. Um,
and it
but
popped out, and it was like, all
the
right,
trailer
man,
was amazing. There's so many things to talk
that'll
about
be a
that
huge
trailer.
one. That's coming out in the fall, so it won't interfere with Zelda
Yeah, I
at
know.
all.
Unfortunately, we've got to wait a while, but
Um,
Zelda will take up most of our time, I think, this year.
Splatoon 2.
That was a big one too.
The first game was amazing. I had a ton of fun with it. I
If you
was,
haven't played it, it's on clearance on each shop now. It's like under
it's
$40,
like
I
40
think.
bucks. It's a pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a good deal. I mean, we'll see if any of the eShop stuff will make it over to the transfer. There was a lot of information we still need. Virtual console, exactly how multiplayer working. The death of the friend code sounds like another wonderful
Thank
thing.
goodness.
We don't know if it'll happen, but hey, it's what we really, really want to
If we're
happen.
paying for it,
If we're paying for it,
yeah.
it better happen. Um,
Were there any like disappointments, like things that you didn't see that you
the
wanted to see?
I didn't. I wanted to see more software stuff, just for first party stuff. I mean, the games they showed were awesome. I mean, there were a bunch of rumor mill stuff, but nothing
Hmm.
exactly showing. Um,
The NeoGaf stuff turned out to be pretty true, I think.
NeoGaf stuff came pretty accurate. Um,
One
the,
thing I was disappointed not to see was Super Smash
no
Brothers.
Smash Brothers. If there is a Smash Brothers Switch title, it'll probably be out. I'm thinking because the way things are going, it may be a. It'll probably be a later. It'll probably be later
Yeah,
on. It
maybe
may be a next.
E3 or something. We'll see it.
Yeah, exactly. An E3 type showing. I don't know if it'll come out this year, but that may be like a next year type title.
That means we still gotta wait another year for more Amiibo to finish our
Um,
Smash Brothers
yeah,
line.
if you're a Smash Brothers amiibo collector like we are, we're 3 short of completing the collection, and we would really like to complete that collection. Um,
Thank goodness no Animal Crossing game was announced.
no Animal Crossing.
More Animal Crossing Amiibo.
Yeah, I'm guessing big things are coming because there's a bunch of conventions coming up soon.
You said you're going to PAX East the same
PAX
weekend.
East, PAX East is the weekend after
After it,
after
yeah.
releases, so I'll have a couple days hopefully to play it if I can get one. Um, for then. Um,
Yeah, we're going
yeah,
to GameStop to reserve it,
tomorrow
or in a
later
few
today.
hours, 6 hours.
This video will
Maybe.
probably be up after, but either way, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. But yeah, there was some cool stuff. Nothing on Virtual Console. Nothing on any of their back catalog. Nothing on like if the cartridge slot will work with, I don't know, DS
Yeah.
or something. Probably not, but that's okay. Um,
It's
it was
touchscreen, which is good.
touchscreen. Comes with the HDMI. Comes with your basic controller stuff. You can get it in the neon color left right controller, or you can get it in black, all black. Um, I think both look cool. I mean, I like both for different reasons.
Exactly.
I like the colorful one for it being colorful, but I like the black one for just the sleekness of the total look.
Maybe they'll sell like different colors separately
Probably,
down
yeah,
the road.
just extra control. Like, yeah, because I mean, there's no reason that if I buy a set of Joy controllers for one that I couldn't, for the one that came with it, that I couldn't buy a blue and a pink, the blue and the pink, or the blue and the orange, or whatever. Um, the only part, so they started out strong, and then it got really weird when they were like, let's switch
Yeah,
to the other
a lot of
developers,
puns.
and I mean, there was a lot of lost in translation stuff, which is
Yeah,
okay.
kind of dragged on a little
Um,
bit, but it
And,
was just good to see Nintendo back in
it's good to see
action
back
again.
Nintendo. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see more third-party stuff because there was still a lot of like, because EA came out and it was like, oh, EA's on stage and they're bringing FIFA. Ooh, I mean, it's a huge seller for them and it's a good
Yeah.
global seller for them, which is great. But that's one title is not,
We've
huge
seen
support.
strong third-party stuff in the beginning. Like Wii U was supposed to be a lot of good third-party stuff, but it
And
just
then they just kind of fell off.
dissolved. Yeah.
Um,
So we'll wait and see what happens if it
this
sells
was
good.
since this was also done in Japan. There's probably a lot of American. There's a lot of American studios that were on the list for Switch stuff, but didn't come out with anything.
Maybe we'll get our own Nintendo
Warner-
Direct
Warner
down the
Brothers
road.
Games was on there.
Hmm.
Um, on the list, and you know there are other big studios on there that haven't said anything. Platinum Games on there. That's a Japanese studio, but we'll see what's going on with that. I think a big question will be what um, what Retro Studios is working on,
Hmm.
because they always make killer games no matter what it is. The Donkey Kong Country games were great for the Wii.
It's good to see
Um,
Xenoblade 2.
yeah,
That was cool.
exactly. Xenoblade 2 looked cool. Um, One thing that a trailer that they kept showing bits of, but they never actually showed a trailer for, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe,
Right.
which looks like all the DLC for the original one, plus a battle mode that people really wanted. Um, in the game, and it looks like it also comes with Splatoon characters
Yeah.
and Splatoon levels.
I'm excited for that.
At least for the battle mode, I'm sure they'll probably add some more racetracks in there
Yeah.
too.
I hope the battle mode comes with like the arenas from Mario Kart 64,
Yeah,
like
that'd be
with
pretty
colored
cool. A couple of
blocks,
those ones.
for
A
nostalgia.
couple of them look like they may have come that way. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I know you're excited.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking for more information. I mean, I'm gonna go out and pre-order it in the sense of just like, hey, just so I have one ready to go. Um, yeah, I mean, other than that, I think that was kind of all right. It was a kind of a roller coaster of amazing and then weird and then
Yeah,
amazing and
I
then
think if it
kind of
was
weird and then there was a lot of like, oh, let's end with Legend of Zelda, and which was awesome.
yeah.
And the new trailer looked great. Lots of information, and right now the launch lineup looks very small. Nothing actually, like I think like only one or two titles actually said for the launch.
Just
But
Dance
I think
2017, Rayman
I think like
remastered.
actually in the presentation,
Oh,
the only one that was like
Zelda, I think.
Legend of Zelda was the only one that said March 3rd.
Yeah,
Because
that's it.
it's like none of the other ones matter.
Which is one of my weaknesses I have for the presentation.
Yeah,
It
so
wasn't really clear about launch,
launch stuff. I mean,
which is what Nintendo's had trouble in the past with the 3DS launch and
and I
the
think
Wii U.
and I think the big
kind
thing
of
at this point, you're right, is that we are
less than two
we are
months.
less than 2 months from the worldwide launch of the system,
Yeah.
and we don't know exactly what games we're getting out of it on launch. I mean, like I can go online to
Pre-order the games.
pre-order
That
games
doesn't
and
mean
systems
anything.
at certain websites,
Yeah.
but um, the only confirmed game so far is Legend of Zelda, which will hold me and many people over. But I'm a big multiplayer guy too. I think Switch 1 2 will probably come out at the same time. Um,
I
it,
was thinking it might be packaged, but
it
they didn't
doesn't
say
look like it'll
anything.
be
Yeah.
packaged. Um, but either way, I mean, we'll see where it goes. I
Yeah.
mean, if anything, it may be something that may go cheap soon too, or so we'll see what else they do. But yeah, I mean, they got some good stuff coming out.
Hmm.
Um, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the other main Nintendo franchises.
Yeah.
You know, since the only two that saw the light of day really was a Mario franchise and The Legend of Zelda, but that's their two big
Yeah.
action.
It was
sim-
mostly third parties, which is good to see, and a lot of RPGs, which
a lot of RPGs.
Nintendo doesn't usually get it. So
Skyrim, Sky 5.
yeah,
I
Square
know
Enix has that new
a new one by Square
RPG.
Enix.
Yeah,
Um,
Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest games
Yeah,
for them as well. So they got a bunch of titles
yeah.
coming out. Unfortunately, missing, you know, like on that list was like Final Fantasy 15,
Oh, that would have been sick.
um, Kingdom Hearts.
We're never getting that game, so don't worry about it.
I really like Kingdom Hearts.
I know, but 3 is taking forever.
But yeah, I think it's kind of how we're going. I mean, it was a good presentation. It got kind of weird there, but sometimes again, like I said, that's a lost in translation thing. Um, it was definitely cool when we saw Reggie and Miyamoto.
Yeah, it's good
Um,
to see them.
you know, showing us the clips from New York. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a cool system. Hopefully, in the next several weeks, as time goes on, will give us more information. I know there's also a Treehouse Live event tomorrow or today in several hours that'll show us more of what's going on. Hopefully, that'll give us a glimpse into other things that we don't know yet.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, I think I'm excited for the Switch.
Me
You're
too.
excited. Hopefully, you're all excited
Yeah.
too. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below and subscribe. And yeah,
Yeah, so let's get some sleep now and wake up in a few hours,
wake
and
up in a few
hopefully
hours to hopefully be able to still pre-order one.
there's not people camping.
I'm
So.
sure there's probably people already. But it's
Oh,
like
God.
at least most of them have GameStop
Yeah.
have things listed. So until then, I'm Matthew.
Anthony, next time, guys.